Money Vikings, Money Viking G here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for checking us out and giving us a chance where we talk about all things wealth building for middle class, regular folks like me. So I want to get right into it. I try to keep these pretty tight, action-packed videos and just sort of get right into the meat of it and the value for you. And if you do get value out of the stuff that Jerry and I talk about, please consider subscribing and liking and all that fun stuff to help us with the algorithms, or check out truewealth.moneyvikings.com, which is our blog where we blog about building wealth. Okay, so the first one is we're going to talk about building wealth in the year 2025, how things have changed or not changed, and we're going to kind of check that out, and we're going to talk about 5 different things. So the first one is I'm sticking with a strategy of diversified ETFs and stock portfolios, not individual stocks. I do find that a little too risky. We'll maybe do a little bit of that in kind of more of a random kind of play account, you could call it, but not going to do that in terms of the majority of assets. I think that ETFs and funds are the way to go because you really don't know right now with how quickly companies go in and out of favor. Very good example of that is what happened recently with NVIDIA, which I still think is a great long-term investment, just to be clear. And this is not investment advice, as you know, but there was the whole DeepSeek thing, and you could just see how technology is moving so rapidly. The pace of change in society is moving so rapidly that I think it makes it extremely hard to be a picker and a chooser of individual stocks. So I prefer things that are more diversified and self-cleansing, like the S&P 500, the SPY, the VOO, the VIG, etc., that sort of has a cleansing component to it where it takes out the weaker companies and propels the larger companies. Is there risk to that? Of course there is. There's risk to every kind of investment in the world, no matter what it is. And there's even risk to keeping our money in cash in a bank account because that loses value to inflation every single year forever. So you might have $100,000 today, but if you talk about inflation, in 10 years, it sounds like a long time, but it's not. 10 years time, that 100,000 will have the buying power of maybe 50,000 or 40,000 is what it's actually worth in 10 years. So you have to see, ways to get a little bit of yield there and keep at least up with inflation. Okay, so that's number one. Dividend stocks, I still like the idea of strong dividend plays. And, there are obviously emerging sectors at different times like AI and biotech, but those are a little more risky. So again, I like the diversified situation. Okay, number 2, I'm still interested and believe in real estate investment trusts. I think real estate has fallen out of favor as of last year, and I think people are a bit down on it because of interest rates being so high and prices being so high. So there is a supply-demand problem with real estate in the country, but it's very hard to build and to make new real estate. It's not an easy thing. It takes a long time, and sometimes it's very cumbersome through permitting and zoning and other issues like that. So I like diversified REITs, really more like ETFs, actually, that capture a lot of REITs. Again, I'm trying to shy away from the individual choices. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3, there's a lot going on in terms of starting businesses, especially with just the way tech is right now and all the various platforms, and scaling a business, like scaling an online business, like an e-commerce, digital products, an AI-driven business, such as consulting, automation tools, content creation. Those things are booming right now. And subscription-based services also provide steady recurring revenue. So consider that in 2025. Those are, I think that is definitely the way of the future. Okay. Number 4, leveraging high-income skills and side hustles. Learn skills like AI development, coding, digital marketing. Those are definitely, here to stay, it seems, in the future. There's various platforms that people can use in these areas. There's Upwork, there's Fiverr, LinkedIn for freelancing. And then consider side hustles like YouTube, TikTok, blogging, online courses, and coaching, etc. So all good stuff for 2025, I think. And the 5th one I want to talk about, Bitcoin. So I think 2025 is a good year for retail investors and normal middle class people to learn about Bitcoin specifically and to think about the crypto space. Now, again, this is high volatility area, but Bitcoin has been a very, very good investment vehicle over the last 8 or plus years. With volatility, I'll add that, but it has proven that it's been pretty good for a long time. I don't see that stopping because there are now a lot of tailwinds, and there's a lot of legislation going through to create Bitcoin strategic reserves at various state levels, possibly at the national level. There's huge, massive institutional adoption, and there's huge adoption around the world. There simply will not be enough supply for the demand for this asset class. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I would be careful with meme coins. I'd be very careful with some of the other crypto projects. They can be hard to understand, and I don't know which one of those are going to be winners and losers at this point. The meme coins I think of as kind of silly collectible type, not even serious collectibles, which I'm into, but like kind of a silly collectible type thing that just might go up, might disappear, might poof into nothing, might just flatten out. I don't know. It's really kind of like a cultural phenomenon that I'm kind of staying away from that. It's too dependent on what someone tweets, like a high profile person. Bitcoin, I think, is where the heart of the matter is in terms of digital gold. So that's definitely something to check out in 2025. All right, hope that helps you guys. See you on the next one. Take care.